In this next example, we will be finding the square root of 98. In order to do that, we first need to understand a math rule where the square root of a times b is equal to the square root of a times the square root of b, meaning that if we have two numbers multiplied by each other inside of a square root, we can then separate them out into their own individual square roots multiplied by each other. In order to do this with the square root of 98, we first need to look at perfect squares of 98 that exist in the factors. So if we take a look at some of the factors of 98, we get 49 and 2. We can use 49 because 49 is a perfect square, which will help us in simplifying in the future. Now we can take the square root of 98 and rewrite it as a square root of 49 times 2. Using our math rule, we can then rewrite this as a square root of 49 times the square root of 2, where the square root of 49 will be 7 because 7 times 7 is 49. We can then rewrite the square root of 98 as 7 root 2. We can go further to estimate the square root of 98 to give us a good idea of what this value is. In order to do this, we will look at perfect squares near 98. We can take a look at 9 squared, which is 81, and 10 squared, which is 100. As you can see, 98 lies between 81 and 100. So we can write the following inequality. The square root of 81 is less than the square root of 98, which will be less than the square root of 100. Because 9 squared is 81, the square root of 81 will be 9. And because 10 squared is 100, the square root of 100 will be 10. In order to find the value that the square root of 98 is closest to, we can look at the difference between 98 and our perfect squares. We will subtract 98, 81 in order to get 17, and then 198 to get 2. As you can see, 98 is closest to 100, so the square root of 98 will be closest to 10. Therefore, we can estimate the square root of 98 as approximately 10.